Welcome to God Chosen Cosmic Melodies. We are back for another one. So right off the bat, right from the start, I want to say sometimes you just need to have a really good cry, and then you feel better inside because you cried it out. So just had to let that off my chest because honestly, like, it's therapeutic when you cry from a place of therapy, not crying from a place of victimization, but crying with the Holy Spirit, crying knowing that God is comforting you inside. But whatever emotion it is that, or whatever thoughts, feelings, or situation that cause you to cry, don't stay stuck on that part of why you're crying, the 3D reasons why you're crying. It's important that when we cry, we utilize that for a release, for in a therapeutic way. I find that that's really a more constructive way to cry, a more helpful way of going about using crying in a beneficial way. Because, like, honestly, obviously, nobody normally would just, want to be sad and crying. But if we utilize those moments in a constructive way, in a progressive way, then we will get more closer to God, I find. That's what I find, at least. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate. So I feel called to read out of the book The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael A. Singer. If you I haven't read it, I recommend. The cover's a little dirty. Don't mind the cover. But yeah, it's a good read. I haven't finished reading the whole thing, but I felt called to open to this part. If you want to understand stress, begin by realizing that you carry around with you your own set of preconceived notions of how things should be. If it's based upon these notions that you assert your will to resist what has already happened, where did you get these preconceived notions? Let's say that seeing azaleas in bloom stresses you out. I don't even know what that is. Azaleas, I think it's a flower though, because it says in bloom. Surely that doesn't bother most people. Why does it bother you? All you need to know is that you once had a girlfriend who grew azaleas, and she broke up with you when they were in bloom. Oh my God, that's not, that totally sucks. Like, but examples are helpful to get the point across. You don't even want to go there or go near the things. They just create too much disturbance for you because I guess it just brings a bad memory. These personal events that take place in our lives leave impressions on our minds and hearts. Those impressions become the basis for asserting our will to either resist or cling. It's no deeper than that. The events may have happened in your childhood or at various points throughout your life. Regardless of when they happened, they left impressions inside of you. Now, based on these past impressions, you are resisting the current events that are taking place. This creates inner tension, turmoil, struggle, and suffering. Instead of seeing this and refusing to allow these past events to run your life, you buy into them. Believing they have real meaning, you put all your heart and soul into either resisting or clinging. Like, when people stay stuck on past hurts and stuff. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. It might be a little too high. Okay, so yeah, sometimes because of things that happened in our childhood or at some point in our past, we either resist facing those, like releasing those emotions or releasing those thoughts and feelings about whatever happened, or we cling on to it and people stay stuck in the past or in those memories. But in truth, this entire process has no real meaning. It just destroys your life when we stay stuck on those past pains about whatever happened at whatever point in time in the past. The alternative is to use life to let go of these impressions and the stress they create. In order to do this, you have to become very conscious. You have to carefully watch the mental voice that tells you to resist something, like your feelings, or like staying stuck on a certain feeling from the past. So, I lost my place. 1 second. You have to carefully watch the mental voice that tells you to resist something. It literally commands you. I don't like what he said. Fix it. It gives you advice and tells you to confront the world by resisting things. Why do you listen to it? Let your spiritual path become willingness to let whatever happens make it through you, rather than carrying it to the next moment. So whatever happens, have a willingness to have it, the energy flow through you instead of you holding on to it and staying stuck on a certain feeling, thought, or memory, because it's literally not helpful to any of us. And it's just a matter of like practicing this in the moment when you find yourself stuck in something in the past with your whatever happened with your parents or in your family, whoever hurt you, whatever it was. When you find yourself like in those moments, those are opportunities to practice this. Don't resist it, right? Instead, let it flow through you and don't let it come with you to your next moment. That doesn't mean you don't deal with what happens. You're welcome to deal with it, but first let the energy make it through you. If you don't, you will not actually be dealing with the current event. You will be dealing with your own blocked energies from the past. You will not be coming from a place of clarity, but from a place of inner resistance and tension. To avoid this, begin dealing with each situation with acceptance. Acceptance means that events can make it through you without resistance. If an event takes place and is able to make it through your psyche, you will be left face to face with the actual situation as it truly exists. Since you are dealing with the actual event rather than stored energies stimulated by the event, you won't assert reactive energy from your past. You will find that you are able to deal with the daily situation much better. It is actually possible to never have another problem for the rest of your life. Oh my God, I talk about this in my other videos. Like I said in one of my videos, I decided I'm never going to have any problems ever again in my life. Isn't that optimistic thinking? And it's so realistic too. And like, oh my God. And then reading this part of the book, like seriously, I do my best to live by that. Like when problems come up, I just automatically think, okay, don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. And I do my best to practice that every time in times that it means the most to practice it. So you will find that you're able to deal with daily situations much better. It is actually possible to never have another problem for the rest of your life. I'm glad I reread that part because it's true. It is possible that we can choose to view life in this way. This is because events are not problems. They are just events. Your resistance to them is what causes the problem. But again, don't think that because you accept reality, it means you don't deal with things. You do deal with them. You just deal with them as events that are taking place on the planet Earth and not as personal problems. Because when you come across problems, you know that it's important to not resist the problem or stay stuck on the problem. Instead, let the emotions and thoughts flow through you, out of you, so that then you can focus on the solution to transform the problem into whatever solutions could be available. So, and a lot of the times the solution is change your way of thinking and feeling about it, no matter how bad the circumstance could be. And I know from personal experience, it's just a matter of like constantly practicing this. So you will be surprised to find that in most situations, there's nothing to deal with except for your own fears and desires. Fears and desires make everything seem so complicated. If you don't have fear or desire about an event, there's really nothing to deal with. You simply allow life to unfold and interact with it in a natural and rational manner. So when things come up and you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And you're like in fear of how you're going to be able to like get through something. That's when those times are opportunities to practice this. When the next thing happens, you're fully present in the moment and simply enjoying the experience of life. There are no problems, even if there are problems, because you do your best to alchemize your thoughts and your feelings to a solution, vibration. So it's all about no problems, no tension, no stress, or no burnout. When the events of this world make it through you, you have reached a deep spiritual state. You can then be conscious in the presence of whatever takes place without building up blocked energies, without staying stuck in stress and frustration and worry. When you attain that state, everything becomes clear in contrast, like clear of other avenues and how potential solutions. Everybody else is attempting to deal with the world around them while struggling with their own reaction and personal preferences. When a person is dealing with their own fears, anxieties, and desires, how much energy is left for dealing with what's actually happening? Stop and think about what you're capable of achieving. Up to now, your capacities have been constrained by constant inner struggles. Imagine what could happen if your awareness was free to focus only on the events actually taking place. You would have no noise going on inside. If you lived like this, you could do anything. Your capabilities could be exponential. Sorry, I just feel like I lost my place and I came back to the word exponential compared to what you've ever experienced. If you could bring this level of awareness and clarity to everything you do, your life would change forever. Because remember, it starts from the inside out. So as your path, you take on the work of using life to let go of your resistance. So in life, problems in life, you use it as a way of letting go of your resistance. So don't resist your thoughts and your feelings. Just let them flow through you, out of you. Don't stay stuck on those thoughts and feelings. And use those moments to transform your inner world. So relationships are a great way to work with yourself. Imagine if you use relationships to get to know other people rather than to satisfy what is blocked inside of you. If you're not trying to make people fit into your preconceived notions of what you like and dislike, you will find relationships are not really that difficult. If you're not so busy judging and resisting people based upon what is blocked inside of you, you will find that they are much easier to get along with. And so are you. Letting go of yourself is the simplest way to get closer to others. The same is true in your daily work. So when it says letting go of yourself, means like let go of the thoughts and the feelings that we get stuck on. When you let go of those thoughts and those feelings, then they don't get in the way of your relationship with yourself, God, and others. And so Letting go. Oh, okay. The same is true in your daily work. Daily work is fun. In fact, it's easy. Your work is just what you do with yourself during the day. While you're spinning on a planet through empty space, if you want to be content and enjoy your work, you have to let go of yourself, your thoughts and your emotions that you stay stuck on. You have to know how to master letting those things go and not staying stuck on them. So then it causes a blockage of energy inside of you, which causes worry and stress to be worse. Which is what none of us want, that, and we don't deserve that. So if you want to be content and enjoy your work, you have to let go of yourself and let events flow through you. Your real work is what is left to do after all else passes through. Once the personal energies pass through you, the world becomes a different place. People and events will appear different to you. You will realize that you have talents and abilities you never saw before. You will become like so talented in just letting like unnecessary thoughts and feelings go. The more that we practice this, your whole view of life will change. Every single thing in the world will look like it's been transformed because you transformed it from inside. This happens because as you let go in one situation, it affects your clarity for another situation, for many more other situations. For example, let's say you're afraid of a dog. You come to realize that other people aren't afraid and they make it through life. Since you've been afraid your whole life, you suffered while others didn't. That suffering had no meaning. So you decide to work with your fear and relax when you see a dog. The way to work with resistance is by relaxing. So anytime things make you mad, in fear, or worried, you don't get caught up in the emotion. You let it flow out of you and you relax. Instead, that act of relaxing through your personal resistance not only changes your relationship with dogs, it changes your relationship with everything. Your soul has now learned how to let disturbing energies pass through you. The next time somebody says or does something you don't like, you automatically treat it with the same as you did the fear of the dog. This process of relaxing through resistance is beneficial to everything in your life. This is because it directly addresses how to keep your heart open when it is trying to close. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in of itself. It is a path of non-resistance, the path of acceptance, the path of surrender. It's about not resisting energies as they pass through you. If you have difficulties doing this, don't get down on yourself. Just keep working with it. It's the work of a lifetime to become that open, that complete, and that whole. I mean, this is ultimately like the ideal place to be within ourselves. If we can better master this for ourselves, the better off we're all going to be. Especially when it matters the most. And I've been having to really practice this one. So the key is to just relax and release. So in the moment of when you're getting those intense thoughts or feelings, you truly can reach a state in which you never have any more stress, tension, or problems for the rest of your life. You just have to realize that life is giving you a gift, and that gift is the flow of events that take place between your birth and your death. These events are exciting, challenging, and create tremendous growth. To comfortably, why am I saying that word so funny? Comfortably handle this flow of life. So we can get more comfortable with handling the flow of life when we better master this part of ourselves. Your heart and your mind must be open and expansive enough to encompass reality. The only reason they're not is because you resist. Learn to stop resisting reality, and what used to look like stressful problems will begin to look like the stepping stones of your spiritual journey. Because God is strengthening us through that. After all, like everything we go through, if we could better master this part of ourselves and don't resist those thoughts and feelings, work with them. Like don't resist the thoughts and feelings, meaning don't stay stuck on it. Don't resist letting it flow through you and out of you, because remember, we are not our thoughts and our emotions. We are the awareness behind them. We are the master behind our thoughts and our emotions. So when we experience those thoughts and emotions, we remember that the whole point of life is to allow those things to flow out of you and not stay stuck in you and cause blockages and then cause the situations to become worse because you're stuck on worry, stress, and fear of challenges that arise. It's a part of our experience of spiritual growth and growth in the 3D realm. So yeah, that's the end of that one. I'm just going to leave this one here. Remember to pray for your goals, your possessions, your pets, your family, your friends, and humanity, and the planet at large, because our words have power, as I always say, and your prayers do make a difference. The more people we have praying and calling on God and being an open channel to the heaven realms above and infuse the God frequency through your vessel into this realm, through your words of prayer, it does assist each and every, it assists your inner world, your family's inner world, and humanity at large, because our field is connected to the quantum field at all times. And so the more of us rise up to the power of our prayer words and connecting to source, the better off we are all going to be on a collective level in regards to the light forces winning the battles and working through us so that we can overcome anything and everything from the inside out with the guidance of the Most High, with the counsel of the Most High, with the supernatural protection of the Most High and the angelic realm and the heavenly realms. So yeah, I'll leave this one here and I will talk to you all in my next video.